welcome back. We are talking to the amazing Kim Quinn, talking about her new movie, American Dreamer, that is coming out on March 8th in select theaters and on streaming platforms. Kim, thanks so much for sitting down to talk with me today.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I was just like looking at your IMDb page, and I was like, gosh, I was like, she's been in so much stuff.
I'm what you call the working actor who's in a lot of different things for a long time.
Well, I loved it. I was just scrolling through and I saw that you were on an episode of Diagnosis Murder, and I was like,
Oh,
ah, I was like, I love that show.
that was one of my favorite roles because they had me on. I think I don't know if they were going to make me a series regular, but it was a huge role and we had so much fun. And I mean, Dick Van Dyke and his son. I mean, I don't know. It's just another legend. Dick Van Dyke, another legend.
Yes, absolutely. I was just like, she was on Diagnosis Murder. Oh my gosh, that's one of my like comfort shows that I'm like, I turn it on and I just continue going on about my day. It's
I
one of
know.
my faves, and I was like, I probably saw the episode that she was on.
I can't believe that you watch it. That's so fun. It's so fun to
Oh,
know that it's like it continues to have legs.
oh yeah. Anyone who knows me knows that I love like the old school like TV shows like Diagnosis Murder, Heart to Heart, Matlock, like
Oh
that's
my gosh.
yeah. I'm basically an old lady in a 29-year-old's body.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. They're
Yeah.
great
So
shows too.
oh, so good. Like I
I mean,
90% of the time I don't even see most of the stuff coming. I'm like
I know. I know. I mean, even my daughter, she's 18 now, and I mean, she watches all the old stuff. It's like, I don't know. I don't know.
it's the nostalgia, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into American Dreamer. It's coming out in, as of this recording, in 2 days in select theaters and on streaming platforms. How excited are you that people are finally going to be able to see it?
Oh gosh, we've waited a long time. So it's really nice. And, we went through a couple edits of the film and we feel so great about this. And we feel like the movie is just going to bring a lot of joy to everyone.
Oh gosh, it was absolutely amazing. I got the screener for it, and it just was it it had me just laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expect like it you know the cover art for it looks so serious,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, what is this going to be about? I mean, like, it's got Shirley MacLaine and Peter Dinklage, and I'm like, okay, what is this going to be? And then I just was laughing at everything that was going on, and your interactions with Peter Dinklage's character were probably some of my favorite scenes because you were so like no nonsense with him. You're like, you are not taking my mother's house.
I mean, I love playing Maggie. And she was so much fun. She was so unpredictable. I never knew what I was gonna, end up with her because she was just able to like feel everything. I felt like she was like the classic woman that was all in her feels and at any moment could just be like crying, laughing, being serious, being this, like I don't know. She was a hoot to play.
She was a hoot to watch on screen because all of a sudden she's like, no, I hate you so much. And then they're just like sitting down at the dock together. And she's like, I mean, I guess you're cool or whatever.
I know. So great. So great.
What drew you to this particular script? Because I mean, you've done so much stuff. I mean, Hidden Figures, St. Vincent. I mean, your resume is just like amazing. Like, what drew you to this script in particular?
First of all, it was an amazing story and so much
Mhm.
fun. And it was based on a true story. So that always makes acting and producing that much more exciting because sometimes you just can't believe that like it actually happened. So that and the characters and then the cast, Pete Dinklage and Shirley and Matt Dillon and Danny Pudi and I mean Danny Glover. It was just truly a dream because it was so amazing to be able to produce it and act in it because I was, you get the privilege of watching the movie every single day unfold before you. And, you know, if when you're just acting in it, you get to show up on your day, so being able to bring this to life with this amazing cast, it just, I mean, it spoke volumes to me.
Oh gosh, it just when I read the cast list, I was like, I know like all of the people on this list. This is gonna be an amazing movie. I know that you worked with Shirley MacLaine and Peter Dinklage, Danny Glover, Matt Dillon, all of them. But there is another person on the cast, Michelle Mylett, I think is how you
Michelle
say it.
Mylett, Michelle,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, you got to work with her again. You guys worked together in El Camino Christmas that's on Netflix now for anybody who wants to watch it. I watched it around Christmas time and I absolutely loved it.
Oh my gosh. It's a little
So what was
dark.
it? Yeah, oh my god, it was so dark. I wasn't expecting it to be. I didn't expect it to go as far down as it did. But I mean, what was it like to be back on set with Michelle?
I love Michelle so much. Oh my gosh, she played my daughter in El Camino Christmas. It's so funny, the roles that we play. But she's such a gem. She's such a gem, and I'm always thrilled to have her like back in my life. We text, we Instagram, we stay in touch, and seeing her, at this point, she's like family.
One of my other questions was, since I found out that you have worked with Michelle before, is that scene in the restaurant where you're meeting with Peter and she, dumps the food on him. I mean, how hard was it for you to keep a straight face during some of those scenes?
Oh my gosh. I know. You know what though, as an actress, like, in that circumstance, I was really hurt and upset and
Mhm.
pissed off. So, it was fun to watch spaghetti get all over Pete, because he deserved it.
Obviously.
Um, but when I'm in my zone kind of thing, you know, there was only one time. There was one time where I was gonna kill him. He was making me laugh, and it was during the scene in the car when I'm supposed to be crying and I'm so upset and like this whole thing. And I come in the car and I'm like kind of like have my tears going, and he just starts laughing, and I'm like, "You're not doing this to me right now, are you?" You are not going to start laughing during this scene. Like, this is the scene I have to cry. Oh my gosh. So that was a scene where I was literally in tears, and uncut, I was laughing because he just couldn't seem to like keep a straight face with me during that scene. So anyway, we had fun.
Oh, I mean, the movie was great. I mean, you guys, the whole cast just has so much like great chemistry and it was so funny, but also so like heartfelt, with all the things that happen with, Shirley MacLaine's character. And then, I mean, even, Peter Dinklage's character, like he grows a bit as a person. And I feel like Maggie also like she sees the growth in him. And I feel like Maggie, once she sees the growth happening in his character, like she's like, okay, maybe he's not so bad. Maybe we can figure this out and work together on how to, keep this thing going.
Yeah, and he didn't want anything to do with me. Maggie, had such layers, she had
Mhm.
such like a hard shell and very protective and somewhat cold, maybe sometimes. And he just slowly kind of melted her in this weird kind of way that wasn't kind of normal, So that's what made it fun, is that it was just odd, to be melted by him. And then, she did get hurt when she
Mhm.
realized he was with someone else and like the whole thing, which was kind of shocking because it was
Mhm.
Maggie and why would she get hurt, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I think in the end, yeah, I think she wanted to kind of like figure something out
Yeah.
and talk more and maybe be together, or at least, and well, I don't think that went too well on her end. Yeah, so that's the good thing about the end of the movie is like you don't, will their paths meet again?
Mhm.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed pretty invested in the camp and all of that stuff, and he seems pretty invested in it now too. So maybe
Yeah,
they find a way to like work together to keep the camp going. Just I mean,
you never know.
you never know. I know, but oh gosh, Kim, thanks so much for sitting down and talking with me. I had a blast.
Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
All
You're
right,
so
well, oh, thank you. Well, good luck with the movie. I will be telling everyone I
good.
know to go see it, go watch it, and now I'm gonna go find your episode of Diagnosis Murder and go watch that.
Have fun.
Welcome back to an awesome new episode with my special guest from the new movie American Dreamer, Michelle Mylett. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great. It's lovely to meet you.
Oh, it's nice to meet you as well. So I know that you've probably been working on this movie and for a long time. Are you just so excited that people are finally going to be able to see it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we shot it in 2021, summer 2021. So it's been a long time. I saw the first edit at Tribeca the following year in the summer. And that was really great. But from what I understand, they've done a little bit of a re-edit and changed some things and kind of, yeah. So I'm excited to see this new version of the film.
Yes, and I would love to say that you did a fantastic job in the film.
Oh,
It
thank
was
you.
it was so good. Your character was just so like no nonsense with, Peter Dinklage's character and the scene where you threw the spaghetti on him. I was like, as she should have. That's
She
exactly what
is.
she should have done.
She knows what she wants almost
Mhm.
to a fault, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. But I could tell at the beginning, I was like, oh, she's crushing on her professor.
Tale as old as time.
Ah, yes, I know, I know. So, what was it like to be I mean, I know it was probably, you said you filmed in 2021, but like, I mean, if you can remember, like, what was it like to be on set with like so like, I mean, just so many iconic people, but like just in general to be on the set filming this movie?
I mean, it was a really interesting time because we were still kind of in pandemic
Mhm.
land. And so this was the first project I had done out of the lockdown. And I live in Victoria, which is where the film, like the majority of the film was shot, Victoria and Vancouver. So it was kind of a nice experience just to like drive to set and drive home. That was kind of the one thing that was new. I'd never done that before. And then yeah, the cast is amazing. I had worked on another Ted Melfi project called El Camino Christmas.
Loved that movie.
So fun. And he's such a great writer. And I remember reading the script and just feeling so excited to be a part of it just because, yeah, I'm a very big fan of the way that he writes and his style of storytelling. So I knew that it would be an original film. I knew that he likes to do things a little differently, which I find exciting as an
Mhm.
actor. And then, of course, the other cast, all the lead cast, they're such icons. And so the thought of working, especially with Shirley MacLaine, they're
Mhm.
all amazing. And I was kind of taken aback by every single one of them. But working with Shirley was lovely. And I was only on the set for 2 weeks. So it was a quick in and out situation, but everyone I met was lovely and obviously so talented. So it was a really special experience.
Yeah, I was looking at your IMDb page and I did watch El Camino Christmas. And what was it like to be back on set with Kimberly Quinn? Because you guys were in El Camino Christmas together. So what was it like to kind of reunite on set?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's such a great gal. She's so fun. She's so beautiful. And yeah, she's just a really warm, welcoming presence. So it's nice. It's nice on a set when you instantly feel
Mhm.
welcome. And she has a great ability to make people feel that way.
Oh yeah, she's great. I talked to her yesterday. She was so sweet. So I you guys were just so when I saw that you guys had worked on El Camino Christmas together, I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "They were in that movie." And that movie was so good. It just I loved it. I mean, it took a very dark turn at the end, but
Does take a turn. It's not your traditional Christmas film, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, and then I saw that you did a movie called Buckout Road and you worked
Yeah.
with Danny Glover. So did you get any Danny Glover time while you were on set for American Dreamer?
No, and on Bucket Road again, I think I'm in like 1 second of that film. I honestly don't I barely remember filming it. But I think I met him on that set. I think I might have seen him in like the makeup trailer, but on this set, I talked to him a couple of times. I don't have any scenes with him, but
Mhm.
he's yeah, what a delightful man. He's got such a presence. He's so sweet, and I think everyone was kind of fawning over him for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, if I would have been there, I would have been losing my mind over Shirley MacLaine and Danny Glover.
Yeah, he's got such a amazing voice as
Mhm.
well and just presence, and yeah, I don't know him well, I can't pretend
Yeah,
to, but he seems like a great guy. Yeah.
yeah. So, what was your, I mean, besides the spaghetti scene, what was your favorite scene to film?
My favorite scene, I mean, I really the scenes with Peter, I'm such a
Mhm.
Game of Thrones fan, and so working with him, was great, and he was so fun to play off of, and he's such an open actor, so
Mhm.
it felt like, yeah, just like a great back and forth in that sense, and really very inspiring to watch. I actually really loved the first scene we shot on set. What he's my professor, and I'm
Mhm.
watching him do his lecture, and he kind of like slowly starts to unravel.
Mhm.
I actually just really loved watching him work, and I was kind of amazed because there's a myself and a bunch of the extras that are there. So he's doing this performance in front of all of these students, and it's like live theater while it's also getting filmed, and he just nailed it. So I loved that moment. It was great. And then my scene with Shirley when she walks into the room, Peter and I feeling a bit embarrassed, and just again being able to watch her work and kind of play off her was really lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, I can totally imagine.
Mhm.
So, what drew I mean, I know that you the writer you know the writer from El Camino Christmas, but what else drew you into wanting to be in this movie? Like what part of the script really just like caught you and you were like I have to be part of this?
Well, the character is a different type of person that I've played before. She has a lack of boundaries, and I was like, this is kind of a fun girl because I empathize with her and I like her. And I
Mhm.
think she's fun and smart, but she's kind of one of those people that thinks she's a lot older and wiser than she actually is. She sort of fancies herself a bit of an academic and a bit of a like very mature woman, but in fact,
Mhm.
her instincts are quite childish. And I thought that was a fun thing to play around with. And then obviously the rest of the cast, I was like, this is a wild group. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How hard was it for you? I mean, as a viewer, it was hard for me to keep a straight face while watching. I can't imagine what it was like to be on set and having to act in those scenes, especially the scene where Peter's character is like losing his mind in front of the entire class. How hard was it for you to just be like, okay, let's maybe not laugh so
Mm.
hard?
Well, because it's a dark comedy, obviously, so there's, a lot of emotional depth there, and Peter's such a great actor that when you're actually watching him do these scenes, what translates more than comedy,
Mhm.
for me is this person who's quite a lost soul, and he was able to balance that so well with the comedic timing to make those jokes really land. But
Mhm.
I just felt a lot of empathy for his character, even though he's like a bit of a scumbag, I guess. And then he
Mhm.
obviously like, goes through his journey and becomes a
Yeah.
good guy. But he just plays it so honestly. So I was just kind of in the moment, I guess. I
Yeah.
also worked in comedy the majority of my career, so I have some tricks on how not to giggle on stage.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you're better than me because I almost spit my drink out a couple of times while watching the movie. So it, especially during that scene. So
Mhm.
it was a great movie. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
For all of my listeners, watchers, I am talking to Michelle Mylett. one of the stars of American Dreamer. It comes out on March 8th in select theaters, and it will be on all streaming platforms. Michelle, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me. I had a fantastic time, and good luck with the movie coming out, and nothing but the best for you.
Thank you. So lovely meeting you. Thanks for taking the time.